That looks like something that like somebody would put on Instagram. To be like, I drew this, and it's like, no, this is just on a storyboard that somebody may never see. Today we are looking at a book that I consider an absolute grail, and that is Otomo's Storyboards on Akira, Part 2. Now, I covered his storyboards in a previous video for Part 1. This one is a little bit special from the original because it has some extras in it. It has some sketches, some preliminary stuff, which I think is very cool. But let's go through this book because I love looking at an artist work on the page. And this is just watching an artist work on the page. And I love storyboards. And I mean, storyboards are basically comic books, so obviously Otomo, big known for doing Akira, and he also did Fireball and Domu and some other comics, but Akira is pretty much his claim to fame. And this is so cool looking at these, you know, I mean, there's a lot of drawing going on here. So cool to look at an artist work. I mean, I couldn't imagine how much he had to put into this and how much drawing he had to do. And of course he has the seconds on the side, 2.5 seconds, 4.5 seconds. I'm not sure if that shows how long it should be up or how many in-betweens should be. I'm assuming there's probably in-betweens between this and this is my assumption. And what an in-between is like the actual movement of the animation. So these are the key frames, I guess. Very cool. Man. Otomo could draw awesome cars, amazing perspective. If you've ever read Akira, it's one of those books that is just insanity to look at, but it's very important to look at if you want to become an artist, because you can pretty much look at the best of the best. This is like looking at sketches to me. And look at that. I mean, that's a storyboard piece there. Yeah. Great explosion. Hopefully this art is impressing you as much as it's impressing me. I would hope so, because it's Otomo. Great shards of glass, the window breaking. Are you a fan of Akira? Have you seen Akira? Have you read Akira? One of these days I'm going to go over the manga, because I'm a huge Otomo fan. That one made it, he made it a little bit out of the picture plane there, but it's just so cool to see. I mean, I don't know what the size on this is, like what size he's working on, but man, if it's this size, the amount of work he's putting into these little, I would say panels, if you want to call them that, is insane. I mean, he's covering it all. He's not even like simplifying it even a little bit. These books are so cool. He's got a ton of these books, and you can buy them straight from Amazon Japan. You're gonna pay a little bit on that shipping, but totally worth it. It's times like these that I wish I could just teleport to Japan and pick all these up and not have to pay the shipping, but small price to pay. Well, a rather large price to pay. I'm actually gonna get a little more light in here. Give me a second. Might be too much. Gonna get a little more light on here, so it's really difficult because hopefully that's better. I don't know if it made the shadow worse. I think it was actually better. We'll just Man. I love how he even does things like the hatching. Just very simple, you know, shading there. But it looks so cool. I can't wait to get to the preliminary stuff. I mean, this is really difficult to do. Like, to have all of this in your head and kind of, you know, have to put this on the page. Oh, it even has like the time for each section, so it's 13 seconds. That doesn't have time. Only a couple panels there. Man, I did a lot of explosions in Akira. Oh, I think he has some dialogue here, or some notes that he's putting down. The paper on this is so nice too. It's such a nice feeling paper. They did a really good job on these books. I know some people talk about how, what is it? There's like problems with the outside, like of what it's made of. It's made of like a weird, like, I want to say like a vinyl. But if you are considering getting these books, you absolutely should get your hands on them. I don't think they're ever going to go on sale, but they're beautiful books. I think I said that in the previous video I did on Otomo's Akira, but they're just, I mean, I love the paper. They put everything they had into this, for sure. Every resource, very cool. I love that large, you know, I'm guessing it means that like it's going to pan down, maybe, perhaps. Maybe it's going to start at his head and pan down. Not sure. Man. A lot of cylinders in his work. Man. So cool. So inspiring, you know, if you want to become an artist yourself, you got to look at stuff like this and look at how much work goes into this. I mean, when you're a storyboard artist, you got to do a lot of this. I mean, a lot of pages, a lot of work goes into this. I also love how you can get your hands on both of these books and it covers, you know, everything. Akira's a beautiful looking movie. I have it on 4K and it is insanity. It looks amazing. Gonna move the mic a little bit out of my way so I can see it a bit better. I feel like storyboards are not always this detailed, but you know, Otomo being Otomo, puts a lot of detail. I love that perspective. I mean, is he doing this without using a grid? I'm not sure, because I don't see any grid going on, any grid work going on. Man, great expressions too. Really gets the expression of the faces. I wonder why these are grayed out. Maybe, oh, maybe they were put over. Maybe he redid them from the original idea. Not sure. I love the way he draws the figure too. I mean, there's so much life to it. I'm a big believer in gesture. Gesture's so important. I've also wondered if Otomo's a fan of Mobius. I would assume he is. And look at that. Look at that page there. That's so cool there. The amount of like pen work going in that. Just for this little storyboard size. And you don't think that anybody's ever going to see this stuff. I'm happy they kept it. You know? Great crazy perspective and then coming down, jumping in. So cool. Man. I wish I get a little more light in here. I feel like it's not light enough. Then I feel like it's too light. Figuring out light is difficult. It really is. Hopefully that's not too light for you. I'm trying to figure it out video by video, so you know, there's a learning curve, unfortunately, with this. Not as simple as you think it is. Great drawing there. Great environmental stuff. Draws a great yeah, look at that. Yeah, look at the amount of detail that's going into that drawing there. Bunch of lines. Yeah, oh man, the change, so crazy, so absurd. That face there, I love that face there with the eyeballs bulging out. Yep, got our sticker and our little piece of I guess if you get them all, you get something special. I don't know. Who knows if they're ever even gonna all come out. I wonder if these are ever gonna get printed in the US. Probably not. I don't know how well they're selling in Japan. That's finally the first time I can, like, take my hands off of it. I do apologize again for the light. Trying to get that. I'm trying to get natural light mixed with, like, what is it, synthetic light? But it's not working exactly the way I want it to. Man, just absolutely beautiful. I mean, he's such a great artist at drawing the face. I wonder if he ever got bored of doing Akira stuff, because he did Akira for a very long time. I wonder if he ever was like, man, I can't wait to just get this over with and do something else. Who knows? So many pages. I think it's like 600 pages. So we're going to skip a few pages here. That's really cool. That perspective there. And then that building falling. Great motorcycles as usual. And bizarre perspective going on there. Speed lines. Very big in manga and anime. And look at that. Jumping to the building. Or being blown up into the... I'm pretty sure he's jumping. That looks like something that, like, somebody would put on Instagram. Be like, I drew this. And it's like, no, this is just on a storyboard that somebody may never see. Except for the people who are working on it, of course. Man, so cool. So many cool panels. So many cool pages. Sorry for going so fast, but I definitely think you should pick this up. Man, that looks great too. He's got such a style. And then the explosion. Buildings. Man. And then we get some very simplistic stuff. It seems like you ran out of gas at this point drawing these buildings, but I imagine it's very difficult to draw perspective in these. You don't have much room. Man. Very cool. And then we got some sweet stuff in the back. Got some extra pieces, but we have some preliminary stuff, it looks like. Some extras. Man. Cool fucking perspective here. Otomo's really good at drawing any kind of technology stuff. I mean, he's good at drawing everything. But technology stuff he's very, very good at. And then we have some kind of getting the motorcycle out. This is the stuff that, you know, this is the stuff that you want. I mean, he's literally working on the page. Man, so cool. Such a master. This is it's probably difficult for him to get this. I mean, he's probably just struggling to get it on the page, but oh man, look at that. How cool is that? I don't even see a greater perspective line, so maybe he's doing it, maybe he did it off the page and then he's lightboxing it in, perhaps. That looks very sketchy. I'm not sure. I can't say. Otomo is a master. For sure. Man, look at that foot coming down. That's going forward. I mean, he's even animating in the storyboards. Yeah, look at that. Guy falling down. So cool. I mean, you can feel, I mean, the mastery that you have to be able to feel as this guy's hitting the ground. Just, yeah. Man. Great work. Great book. Love that. And then we have some more preliminary stuff. I have to move the book a bit. I am known for destroying books on this channel, so hopefully I don't destroy that one. I mean, you even get like little things like that where he's just kind of sketching it out. This book is so cool. If you are interested at all in animation or sequential art or anything, you should absolutely pick this book up because it is so gnarly. And I mean, the drawing is absolutely beautiful. I mean, Otomo's great. I mean, he's one of the greatest artists ever. And it's just so crazy to see how far he came, you know, from Fireball and Domu, you know, and then he was working in manga for the longest time. Still does work. I don't know if he still does manga or what he does. But then he has to make this flip to animation. And it must have been scary, I would imagine, having to go from manga to animation, but his transition was seemed like it was totally fine. We're gonna zoom out just a bit, that way we can see everything on the page. And then we're back into some more storyboard stuff. I mean, this stuff looks amazing for just storyboard. I mean, the level of detail. I keep saying that, but it's totally true. I love how he does like the shading in the room where it's supposed to be dark. And then we get all this. Just imagine this is what. So yeah, he's doing the roughs, and then I'm guessing he's lightboxing it into the storyboard. That's my assumption. But I mean, looking at Otomo's roughs, I mean, he's just literally just putting. I mean, he's doing the. Who was it? Was it like Wally Wood or something? Who just did like the heads, and then you get a little more advanced and add a little more detail. But that's what you got to do to get there. The amount of drawing you have to do is insanity. But hey, this is what Otomo was made for. Drawing these amazing things. I just love looking at the preliminary stuff. Even the preliminary stuff looks really good. So I think he's trying to get like the motion and trying to figure out what he wants for the scene. Exact angles. This is so cool. And then you see it, of course, transition into this amazing movie that everybody should check out. If you've not seen it, you should absolutely watch Akira. And then you should read the manga. I know the movie doesn't cover everything that the manga has, but if you just want to watch the movie, you even get to see him like do like the circle for the head. You know, you even get to see his process a bit, which is very cool. How he draws the figure. Great drapery too. I always say that with a lot of artists who do great drapery, but Otomo is a master of everything, and you have to learn to draw everything. And I mean, he's drawn tanks here, he's drawn motorcycles, he's drawn all kinds of stuff. He's drawn these roughs of people, crowds of people. He's getting that perspective down, trying to figure it all out. I mean, what was a day like for him, I wonder? And how many, you know, how many of these would he get done in a day? Would he get a whole page done? Would he get 3 or 4 pages? I'm not sure the timeline that it looked like, but and now he's getting into cylindrical stuff. I mean, you get even like basic stuff, like trying to just get the figures in there. The one thing I've learned about drawing is just get it on the page. However you can, just get it on the page. Even if it doesn't look good, just get it on the page. And that's what Otomo's doing here. Yep. So yeah, you should absolutely pick this book up. I mean, just for this stuff alone. I mean, it's just like, wow. So many extras. That's a weird perspective in the back there. And then we get some other stuff here. And we get even color in here at some point. Maybe trying to figure out the color that he wants to use. Not quite certain what all this stuff is. This is where I wish I had the ability to read Japanese. And man, just look how cool that looks. Such a cool book. And of course we're on the last page. I like how that's how it ends. Such a detailed drawing there too. Very, very detailed. But yeah, that's Otomo, and that's his Akira Storyboards Part 2. I mean, it is rad as hell. Of course, every time I get one of these books, there's like something wrong with it, like the sides bent down or something like that. Kind of, you know, whatever. I'm not a big fan of the vinyl, but whatever. Yeah, Otomo is a master. You don't need to get every book. You don't need to get any book if you don't want, but I would definitely pick up the Akira stuff. There's the keyframes, which I have as well, which I will go through at some point. But I think from a drawing standpoint, the first 2 storyboards books, storyboards books, technically what it's called, are totally worth it. The keyframes, it's just a fun little book. Or 2 of them. There's 2 of them. They're fun little books. I only have 1. I'm gonna get the second one eventually, but yeah, I mean, looking at the process of Otomo is crazy. So you should absolutely check this out, or you know, you can pause it and check out what I went through. I went through the entire book. So if you don't want to get it yourself and you just want to check it out, hey man, put it on that big screen, check it out, whatever, and learn from it and study it, because you can learn so much from storyboards and looking at a masterwork. And I mean, Akira is possibly one of the most important animated films ever made, if not the most important. And yeah, this is a solid pickup. So anyways, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.